You're watching Chill. According to this tweet right here, Disgusting Film says Giancarlo Esposito will officially play a villain in Captain America Brave New World. Let's click on the Hollywood Reporter link to see exactly what it's talking about. My first time reacting to the story. Captain America Brave New World reshoots underway with new pages, new mystery character. Giancarlo Esposito joins the cast for part of a 22-day shoot as a villainous character. And this is a shot. No, this is from the TV show that we see here. They almost had me. I thought it was here. I don't think it's centered, and now it is. And I'm not editing this video at all. I hope you appreciate the dedication and effort that I put into these. It says, Sam Wilson's back in action this week in Atlanta, where Captain America Brave New World began a round of additional photography with a new actor now in the cast, Giancarlo Esposito, who for weeks had hinted at his involvement in an undisclosed, but sources say, villainous role. I'll just react to that for a second. I would have loved to hear that he's playing a positive guy, a happy dude, got a lot of talent. And if I see people with that skin tone, I want them to be thought of nicely instead of in a negative role. But he got a job, There are some good things that we can say about this outcome. So, Sam Wilson's back in action this week in Atlanta. Oh, I just read that. It says that the shoot will run 22 days, according to insiders. Only 22 days? Has it already been going on? How much are they reshooting then? There's probably so much movie that they've had from the original version of the movie to where 22 days is still extensive, but they don't got to reshoot the whole movie. Like a lot of us were saying, this is going to be a whole new movie. They are eliminating some scenes. I remember Seth Rollins, the wrestler, he's not going to be in the movie anymore. They pulled his Serpent Society character from there, which sucks, man. This guy was off TV, not wrestling, and all for nothing. You would have loved to see that he was part of a Marvel movie. Brave New World has been operating under a hazy shroud ever since it wrapped principal photography in September 2023. The movie, which stars Anthony Mackie as hero Sam Wilson, takes up the mantle of Captain America, but he will always be known as Falcon to everyone else colloquially, and Cap is Steve Rogers. So they're wasting a lot of resources here used on Sam Wilson to be going under a brand that isn't his own, Falcon, which he will always own and will always return to in comic books, even when they do little, oh, he's going to be a Captain America. You know how I feel about this, but maybe some new people are here. Subscribe. And if you agree with that sentiment, or if you think mantles are interchangeable, and you really think that him becoming Captain America is a promotion, huh? You guys think that? You guys think that there'll never be another Steve Rogers Captain America, and he'll always be seen as the primary one? Don't you guys see what I see? You gotta have foresight. You gotta predict things based off of patterns in the past. You gotta be able to do that. But that's where this leads. This is a ceiling for the character of Sam Wilson. Instead, the name and brand Falcon should have been elevated to the level of Iron Man, to the level of Spider-Man, to the level of the Hulk. And Falcon isn't. He's abandoning Falcon to go do some work under the Captain America thing. Which, 20 years from now, when the MCU was over, when all the actors are too old and they just gotta go, let's just reboot phase 1. Kind of like how James Gunn is doing with DC. When they restart, James Gunn, he started with Superman, David Cornsweet. But Superman is better off because of what Henry Cavill was able to do and play him in those 4 movies that he played him in. I would like the same for Falcon. And for Sam Wilson to do so much benefit to the Falcon brand that when things reboot, here comes the new actor playing Falcon. Some kid who's on Nickelodeon right now, who we would never thought about, but now he's old enough, now he's playing the Falcon, and thanks Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, for all that, all the acting you did. Thanks for killing it in the movie with the performances. Thank you to all the screenwriters, the producers who made that Falcon movie a success. But he's under the Captain America brand. I'm not even done reading this. It says, barely escaped the direct impacts of the writers and actors strike. But Marvel's other productions, Thunderbolts, Deadpool, Wolverine, Blade, were forced to shut down. Yeah, I don't think Blade was happening, pal. But sure, or delay production, with the latter still not making it to film. Blade would be the latter that's not making it to film, and we've been calling out the poor treatment of that character. I'm not imagining things. I really think that the Blade movie and the Blade, there's some sort of directive because of what he represents. Blade can't happen. And then I saw a news story saying that the budget is going to be only $70 million roughly, and that Yes, you don't need a $200 million Blade budget, for sure, for facts. You don't even need 150. But I saw 70 million and I went, eee. Okay, babe, best case scenario. It's not necessarily bad, right? I do think it's wrong to give 200 million. I would aim in like that 100 million range, but with that extra 30 million that they're losing out on, maybe we will notice. I still haven't seen the movie. I got to see it for myself. Sometimes that incites creativity, and they'll be able to do a Blade movie that's like sick, because we weren't allowed to do that. That's why there's this epic scene here where we got like two Blades, and it was really creative. We had to have a third guy with his arm off screen, so it looks like it was Blade's blade. They'll do something that works around the restrictions of VFX. I know, crazy. The restrictions of VFX. I just said it. Even though it managed to wrap principal photography before the strikes, Brave New World's post-production is hampered and delayed. As the actors' strike ended in November, Marvel moved Brave New World's release date to July, and then they moved it again. Keep moving it. So it's supposed to happen at February 2025, which gave executives time to hone in. Executives time to home in on what they needed to get out of the reshoots and take in feedback from test screenings. That's true. We heard about those Texas screen settings where people didn't like it. People were saying this is like what happened in America on the Capitol Hill when the election happened. It was about that. The insurrection. Matthew Orton, who previously worked on Marvel's Moon Knight, was hired to work on the new pages in December, writing over the winter. Despite reports of multiple reshoots on the movie, so far this is the only one. It does not appear to be extensive as the reshoots that faced Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which lasted 6 weeks. Oh. Nor the expensive and extensive reshoots endured by Captain Marvel 2. In fact, one insider says that Brave New World will cost significantly less than the Marvels overall. They know what they're not doing? They're not telling you how much that movie cost, and they're not telling you how much this one cost. That Captain Marvel movie was balloon budgeted. I think it was over $300 million. I think so. I think that's how much money they spent on it. They didn't know it was wasted. They thought this was going to bring in the fans. They didn't say the numbers. Just remember that. That's why this is like a spin. This is supposed to make you feel better about it. Oh, less than Captain Marvel. Significantly less than Captain Marvel. These guys know what they're doing. They know how to budget. That's how I'm supposed to read it. So that's how I choose to read it. Yes. Good job, Marvel. The movie is political action thriller, which, tonally at least, is akin to Captain America Winter Soldier, that starred Chris. At this year's CinemaCon, Marvel head Kevin Feige promised no. I'm gonna do it. He said, "No aliens, no alien invasions, no time travel." Before showing off some footage. He also was called relatively grounded action film. Hey man, you know what I noticed about this relatively grounded action film that doesn't have too much of that CGI expensive VFX? I noticed that the lead character has dark skin. That's what I noticed. And I remember in the Black Panther movie, the VFX dudes were pulled from there to help improve Infinity War, the much more important movie. That was a black lead there. And then what I just told you about Blade. Kevin, is there something you want me to know? Nope, these are just coincidences that the budget seems to be lower. And I mean grounded. It's just a coincidence that we're more grounded with the people of color, DEI people. That's all. Nothing to see here. Back to your videos, chill. It says, Harrison Ford, Liv Tyler are cast. Marvel, as usual, has a lot riding on the success of a movie, but there's another important aspect to play. Brave New World. The film centers on a black hero stepping into the costume of an iconic and well-known character, one which wears and carries a symbol of an American flag. I wonder where Hollywood Reporter is going with this. Some believe that in terms of its potency and its relevancy, it has the potential to have a similar impact as Black Panther. Chillmonger believes the opposite. It's the opposite message. Black Panther was his own thing. It's his own brand. Captain America belongs to a white guy already. We shouldn't be teaching our youth, look, now you're movie worthy when you can don the likeness of the white guy. That's the the cultural impact you're looking for. Who wrote this? Boris Kitts, senior film writer. So, no disrespect to you, But if that's what some may believe, you're talking to the wrong some. So some may believe that in terms of its potency and its relevancy, it has the potential to have a similar impact as Black Panther, the Best Picture nominated 2018 film that was the first major superhero feature led by a black cast. Okay, you already know how I feel about that. Brave New World spins out of Disney Plus's Falcon Winter Soldier, headlined by Mackie. Okay, taking the Captain America mantle. Got it. Appreciate that article, even if there's parts I disagree with. The fact that I read it here, I got to experience this with you, the audience, it was cool. I'm chill, Monger. More coverage on these Marvel movies, more coverage on these Hollywood Reporter articles, and Boris, whatever you got, I'll cover it. But you are dead wrong in that. Some people believe that. Those are wrong. Those people are wrong. They're hanging around in the wrong spaces. Thankfully, there are YouTube channels where feedback is given from, it's grounded. The feedback, Kevin, it's grounded. And it's just like your movies when the lead is black. It's like it costs a little bit less money than a test screening or whatnot. You can just watch, see how the people are feeling, judge, and then go, you know what, these guys are right. Or those guys are wrong. Or I hear what he's saying, but I'm going to take this risk. Feedback right over here on YouTube. Thumbs up. Become a channel member for a Canadian dollar. And you can learn why that's there. What does it stand for? You probably figure it out.